you'll get a page like this. Now default company will get opened. So first of all, once your application is installed and company is open, first of all we suggest you to go to settings page and adjust the setting as per your need. So setting will vary as per your nature of business and as per your other business requirements. So first of all, the moment you select the country as India, this GST option will get enabled by default. So first of all, we'll look into the transaction settings. There are 4 kind of transaction which you will have to enable from the transaction settings, namely sale and purchase order estimate quotation, delivery challan, and other income. These 4 transactions you have to enable from the settings. Next, we'll see into party settings. As long as if you are registered under GST scheme, make sure to enable this party GSTIN number, so that you will be able to mention the GSTIN number of your party while adding the party in Vyapar. So make sure to enable GSTIN number and shipping address of the party. Next we have item settings. Here you have option what do you sell. So if you are indulged in product as well as in service sale, then please select product and service, or else you can select either of these options. For product, you can enable the stock maintenance and item units. As you can see that item wise tax and item wise discount over here, and also we have an option for tax and discount in transaction settings, which is named as tax and discount. So you can use either item wise tax and item wise discount, or transaction wise tax and transaction wise discount. So consider if your all items falls in same category, I mean in the same GST rate slab, then you can use transaction wise tax as well, and or else you can use item wise tax if you have to apply different taxes to different items. Make sure and also stay aware that you cannot apply any discount after GST. So whatever discount you are giving to your customer, whether it is item wise or transaction wise, make sure to apply the discount before applying GST. So if you are using item wise tax, you can use only item wise discount, but if you are using transaction wise tax, you can use either item wise discount or transaction wise discount. Next we'll see into print settings. Inside print setting, you have option to select an invoice theme. The very first option you get. So basically you can select a theme as per your choice. Next, you can customize your invoices from here, like what all the details you want to be printed over invoice and how your invoice will exactly look like. That exactly you can customize from the print settings. So all these options, print company name, print company logo, email address, and then party balance amount, received amount, these details, whatever you want to be printed over invoice, you can select this from here. Next we'll see into GST settings. So if you are going to file GST report using Vyapar and you are registered under GST, there are few settings that you have to look into. First of all, make sure to enable HSN code as well as place of supply, because these 2 things are necessary, mandatory. Whenever you will file a report, if these things are missing, you won't be able to file the GST return. Next, composite scheme option, you can see if you are registered under composite scheme, please enable this option so that you will be able to fetch GSTR 3, B and 4 report from the report section. Report section is here inside main menu. Or else, if composite scheme is not enabled, it means you are under regular scheme. In under regular scheme, along with the other reports, you will get GST report, namely GSTR 1, 2 and 3B. Also, we have provided the option for GSTR 9 for both regular as well as for composite user. Now, since we adjusted a setting, as you see that we enable this party name, print company logo, print company address. Now, while creating, we have not provided this option in company yet. So we have to upload the logo, we have to update the company address, and other details. So in order to do that, we will go to company profile page. We'll click on the company name on the top left. We'll get a edit form page. Here you can see we have option to update the GSTN number, bank account detail, business address, and so on. We can upload our signature as well. And in case if you want some additional field which is not available, then we can enable it from the transaction setting. Inside transaction setting, we'll have option called additional fields. So from here we can enable additional field for forms. And if we want the same to be printed over invoice, we can select show in print option as well. Now doing so, now our company setup is done. Now before we create any transaction, we will have to add the parties and items in Vyapar. So to all the parties whom we are going to offer some or other credit in any form, or all the suppliers from whom we are purchasing the items and stocks, those should be added in Vyapar. So in order to add the party, we'll click on parties option on the under main menu, and on the next page we'll have option to add the party. We'll click on add party button and we'll get the option to update the party details. Here we can write the party name, say for example party 1. Now party type. So basically if your party is registered under GST, then you'll have to provide that GST number as well. So the moment you'll select registered business regular or registered business composition, you'll get the option to mention the party GSTN number as well. Based on the GSTN number you will type, the state will selected by default. It gets selected. Now if party is unregistered, you won't have to provide the GSTN number of the party because they won't be having anyone. Now we'll have to select the state of the party. Consider we selected a state. Now we can provide the phone number, email ID, address, shipping address. These details we can provide, and the same will be printed over invoice. The phone number will provide the same number. On the same number we'll be able to send the transaction message, and also payment reminder if you are using an Android application. You can also send the invoice over email. The email address will mention over here. The invoice will be sent, the PDF copy of the invoice will be sent to the same email address. Now as you can see, there is a field called current balance. So if you have any receivable or payable against a party at present, then you can mention it under current balance. So the moment you will mention something under current balance, you will get an option to select receivable or payable. So if this amount is receivable, then please select is at receivable, or else if you have to pay this 100 rupees to your party, then select is at payable. Okay, I am selecting it as receivable. It means I have to collect 100 rupees from my party. Now if I'll create any transaction against this party in the future, the same 100 rupees will get adjusted, or if I'll provide him some credit in future, then those credit will also get added along with this 100 rupees. So right now you can see that I have 100 rupees to collect from this party 1. Now we'll move to items option. In order to add the item, first we'll click on items option inside main menu. On the next page, under products heading, I'll have an option called add products. By clicking on add products, I can actually add a product. So consider my product name is item A. As per GST norm, HSN code is must, so make sure to update the HSN code as well. Now item code is what is used for barcode scanning purposes. So only if you are using a barcode scanner, then you can use your barcode scanner and you can actually scan the code, and it will get updated inside item code fields. And while creating transaction, you won't have to type the item name and all, you just have to read the barcode. Next, sale price. Sale price is the price at which you will be selling an item. Below sale price, you can see you have option to select the tax rate. You can select the tax rate over here, and next you have option to select the inclusive or exclusive. So if your GST 5% is already included in this 100 rupees, then we'll select inclusive, or else if GST 5% will be applicable above this 100 rupees, it means the final product price will be 105 rupees. In that case, we will select exclusive. Okay, So consider this price is inclusive only. We are selecting inclusive. Next option we have is the opening quantity. The amount of, the quantity of stocks I have available with me for this particular item 1, that I will mention under opening quantity. Now consider I paid some 5 rupees for each quantity of this product, then I will mention 5 under add price column. Okay. As you can see, we also have an option called select unit. In Vyapar we can use maximum of 2 units. First is base unit, secondary is next is secondary unit. So we can use either one or maximum of 2 units. Now consider my base unit is bags and secondary unit is bottles. Now if there are 10 bottles in a bag, then I'll mention 10 in the conversion rate, 1 bag equals 10 bottles, and I'll save it. Now you can see I have 10 bottles, stock is 10. So stock will always be reflected in base unit only. We can perform a transaction either in base unit or in secondary unit, but the stock will always be reflected in base unit only. So now you can see that I paid 5 rupees for each of these 10 bottles. Then my total stock value is 5 into 10, that is 50 rupees. Now if I will sell any of this bottle, my stock value will get reduced. As you can see, I have at present I have 10 rupees in cash and I have 50 rupees worth of stock with me. I have added 2 bank accounts in Vyapar. In order to add a bank account, click on bank account option under main menu. On the next page you will get the option to add a bank account. So you can add number of bank accounts. You can also add your e-wallets as a bank account in Vyapar. So if you are receiving a card payment or payment via NEFT, IMPS, you can add those account over here. Here you have option to adjust the account if you want to reduce account balance or increase the account balance, or if you want to transfer the cash from your bank account to cash or from cash to bank account, the option will be here only. Deposit cash, if you select the deposit cash, amount will get deducted from your cash and it will get added to your bank account. Withdraw cash, it means the amount will get deducted from your bank account and it will get added to cash in hand. Now in order to transfer amount from one bank account to another bank account, you can make use of this bank to bank feature. Now if you'll go ahead and create any transaction, see, consider I am creating a sale transaction. The moment I'll go ahead to select a item, I'll be able to locate the purchase price and available quantity. As you can see, the purchase price is 0. So whatever price I want to be displayed over here, I can update it inside the item only here. If I want the purchase price to be reflected as 6, I'll update it over here. I'll save this transaction. Now if I'll go ahead and I'll create a sale entry, I'll select the item. I can see the price, purchase price in my stock, available stocks is getting reflected. Now if the moment my stock will become 0, I'll start getting an alert message saying that the stock for following item is not sufficient to complete the sale. So it's all up to me whether I want to create a sale entry or not. Consider I have 10 items in stock. Now I am selling 12 items, but since I already only have 10 items in stock, if I'll go ahead and I'll save the transaction, I'll get this error message saying that your stock for following items is not sufficient. Only if I'll click on OK, then only I'll be able to save the transaction, or else I can discard the change. Now you can see if I am giving credit to my customers, if it means if customer will be paying me some other time, okay, or basically I am not receiving any amount while creating the sale invoice, then I will leave the received amount column as blank. I can also receive partial amount. Consider if I am receiving 100 rupees only and balance is 1100. This I am receiving in the form of cash. Earlier we had 20 rupees in the cash, 10 or 20 rupees I suppose. The moment I will save the transaction, my cash in hand will got increased, and now it is 110 rupees. Earlier it was 10 rupees, now it is 110 rupees. If I would have selected bank account, the amount would have got added to my respective bank account. Again, similarly, if I'll create a purchase entry, and if I'll pay someone using a bank account or in cash, or even if I'll create a payment out entry or expense entry, any such entries in which I'll be paying out the amount to someone, then those amount will get reduced either from my cash in hand or bank account. It will all depend on the type of payment type I'll select while creating a transaction. Okay. As I've told you that 4 kind of transactions, namely quotations, sale purchase order, delivery challan and other income, you have to enable from the transaction settings. So the moment you will create any of these transactions, that can be seen on the left hand side by clicking on the respective options. You will also get the option to convert it into sale. So consider if you have created a sale order, you will get the option to convert it into a sale invoice. Similarly, if you will create a purchase order, you will have the option to convert it into a purchase invoice. Similarly, delivery challan can be converted into a sale, and a sale invoice can also be converted into a delivery challan. Okay. One more thing, that most important thing is backup. So always make sure to enable auto backup, which can be enabled from the settings. So in order to create a manual backup, the option is available inside main menu. You have option to create a backup to your local drive or to Google Drive or to email. Make sure to enable auto backup option, because by default this is an offline application, so your data will be stored nowhere online. Even we do not have access to your data. So in case something happens to your device or you gets locked out to your device, then there is chances that you might lose your data. So always make sure that your backup is going to your Google Drive. So the moment you will enable this auto backup option, you will get the option to log into your Google Drive. Log in once, provide the permission, and from next time onwards the backup will go through automatically. So that's all for today.